another great day of teaching and learning for this football team. Good quality reps of playing football, situational football. It was really the first real opportunity that our players have really been able to play football without coaches on the field, live game situations and conditions, SEC officiating. And, they have to think on their own. They have to solve problems on their own. They have to get lined up on their own, and they have to be able to communicate. So I thought a lot of great teaching lessons today. Still consistency and style of play. We're not there yet. Consistency and execution, long ways to go. And you have to keep things in perspective right now. Obviously, the limited numbers that we have this spring, again, continues to really reveal itself, particularly in the defensive front and at the running back position. So we have to continue to manufacture ways because we can never sacrifice toughness nor execution. I thought our players did a very good job of a disciplined standpoint with a full officiating crew, very few penalties. The other thing, when you have the opportunity to play 11 on 11, is really the in-game mechanics that go. The ball rule, lining up, where to spot the ball, all those nuances of learning how to play and your style of play. I thought our players did a very good job with that, but still way too many mental errors. We can't be a team that beats ourselves, and all the big plays given up today, whether it was from the offensive side or the defensive side, there's a direct correlation. It was mental errors. So we have to come, and everyone has to take ownership in their style of play, but also the mental side of things. We shouldn't be having the mental errors right now that we have. I thought there was two individuals from a competitive standpoint that really stood out today. On offense, it was Elvin Kamara. Elvin continues to just show up, have a workmanlike approach, run with very, very good pad level, be able to make you miss, and also pass protection. He's a very good back without the ball in his hands and a good back with the ball in his hands. The other individual who I thought did a really good job, really showed out today, was Evan Berry from the safety position. Had a couple interceptions, played downhill, and played with great confidence. So that was great to see. The other thing we were able to do was simulate some live kicking situations as well. And it's always special when you get an opportunity to come in here and compete in Neyland Stadium. For our mid-years, it was the first time that they were able to come in here and compete, so that was great to see that. And also I want to say thank you to our grounds crew. The field was outstanding. It's the best our field has been in at this time of the year since I've been here, and I think it's a direct correlation to the grow lights. You could see the benefits of having the grow lights and the hard work that they put into the surface here at Neyland Stadium. So that was also great. And those things are, when you're developing a football team, your elements, your field conditions are also important as well. So I'll answer any questions.
This is usually about the time when you break for spring break. You're going to go all the way through to the 25th. How does that help consistency and maybe even toughness to go all the way straight through?
Well, we strategically planned the calendar out, and those are all things that we thought about, and a lot of times when you're interrupted with spring break, it takes a while to get back, and everything is about momentum, and we have a lot of positive momentum right now, and we felt our football team needed to spend more time in the strength and conditioning area to get bigger, stronger, and faster, but also we wanted a training camp style. Again, we're a very, very young football team, and a lot of these individuals are going through their first spring football. You take things for granted, like Todd Kelly came up to me today and said, "Coach, what's the format today? I've never scrimmaged in Neyland Stadium in the spring." And those are things that we have a lot of individuals going through it for the first time. But I like it. I think it teaches them to take care of their body. It's kind of an in-season training camp approach that we're taking right now with spring football.
Is this what you were expecting from him when you signed him, or is he kind of surprised you about what he
It's basically what we expected. What you see on video is what you see in person. He runs with very, very good body lean, very good pad level. The things you don't see on video, though, has been great. And you try to research every player that comes in your program. But our football team has embraced him. He's becoming a leader of this football team. He shows up with great consistency and approach every single day. We know what we're getting with him. He's very, very competitive. He had an ankle sprain on Thursday, and we're seeing, okay, let's see if he goes, and he had his best practice. And then he put 2 practices back to back. He's been extremely productive for us, and he's been a great spokesperson for the culture here and what we're building here as well.
Just in the SEC, how important is, I mean, Herb kind of carried you in terms of the rushing attack last fall. How important is to have 2 guys that carry the load?
I wish we had more than 2. In this conference, you need a number of running backs, and we've been very limited at that position. And but we have 2 quality backs, obviously, in Jalen Hurd and Elvin Kamara. But depth is a real concern there, and it continues to be a concern. And we're going to have to play some true freshmen as well that aren't here right now. But we need to continue to recruit and develop that position. But I'm excited about those 2 individuals. And then Sparks is a on-campus walk-on. I tell you what, we couldn't have practice without him, and he's doing a tremendous job for us as well.
With Allen's success today, can you just speak to what the offensive line got done, how you felt like they really progressed this spring?
They continue to be work in progress. We've challenged them on their overall hand punch and their second step. Last year when we watched, a lot of the issues were generated off of their first or their second step in the transition into their fundamentals. And we've really focused on that development. And you can see that. You can see that starting to come to play. And they've worked exceptionally hard in the weight room. You can see the development. We're still nowhere where we need to be from strength levels. But you continue to see that. I've liked their work capacity. I've liked their mental approach each and every day. This football team, they come to work every day. Now, we have our deficiencies, and we're not a real good football team right now. And I think number 1 is depth. We have to continue to work on our depth, and we can't be a team that hurts ourselves. And that gets back to the mental errors. But we'll get there. We're not playing games in the spring, and we have to keep that all in perspective. But we have a long ways to go, but I like their approach every single day. It's been a work in progress. You know, there's been good days. There have been days that have been better than others. But one thing about Evan is he's extremely competitive. And you saw that today, and we all know he can run. Now it's being able to have the instincts, you know, understanding offensive schemes, what they're trying to approach, and just letting it go. And I thought today he played downhill.
What do you see from Ethan Wolf going from a freshman to as he develops?
I thought Ethan had his best performance of spring today. I thought he did very good. He did some really productive and good things in the run game, allowing some big runs to hit, but also ball skills. There was a number of times where the ball was thrown behind him, and he was able to make the catch. And Ethan continues to progress, and he's still a youngster, but he's added the strength, and again, not a finished product, but I like his mentality, I like his effort, and I thought today he had his best performance. Kenny's very cerebral. Kenny should know the defense inside and out, and that will help him in moving forward. And, you know, it's all about being able to get lined up, football intelligence, football instincts, and being able to play fast. And, you know, he does a good job of understanding the schematics of our defense and what we're trying to accomplish. Just the power of why. Not just executing and doing your job, but knowing why, you know, your execution of that particular assignment is very critical. You know, I've been asked that question a lot. He's Josh Dobbs. Never too high, never too low, very consistent, very humble, very eager, very driven. And I think the biggest difference in Josh is confidence. He's had some success now. The players believe in him. And I think he's getting more reps than he's ever received. So you can see the maturity, you can see the learning curve, you can see the growth continue to manifest each and every day.
You mentioned solving problems on their own out there. A guy like Josh that has to solve the problems he does in his course of study, does that translate at all to football or not?
Absolutely. And, you know, the curriculum that he's in takes great effort. It takes great commitment. and the ability to focus and learn. And everything is about the retention, being able to retain information. And that's one thing about Josh is you only have to tell him once, and he gets it. So, yeah, I think the academic course of study and engineering and everything that he's going through, I do believe that helps him on the field.
Also, Sanders can continue to get a lot of reps at first team left
Yep.
guard. How different is he now from when he got in the game late in Oxford to now?
He's showing great progress. I thought he had his best practice on Thursday. Again, where Austin gets himself into some challenging situations is when he starts to play high in his pad level. And he's worked very, very hard on playing low. And everything in football is about a foundation. It's about a football position. It's about a base, and it's a pad level. It's a leverage game. So he's worked really hard on his leverage, and you can see him making great strides in terms of that. Well, Chris is a very explosive young man, has a knack, has an instinct to get to the football and get to the quarterback. Some of it was out of necessity with limited numbers, but also some of it is just allowing his natural skill set, his natural abilities to kind of come to play and just kind of line up and play football.
Which Coach Martinez talked on Thursday about kind of pairing Rashawn up with Justin Coleman last year and kind of, I guess, grooming him to play that nickel spot. I guess how early as a staff did you guys kind of identify Rashawn as a guy that could play that spot and could fill that spot?
Right away. Rashawn is a very, very talented individual. He can run. He's very explosive. He can hit. He can cover. The big thing for him with being a young football is just the overall discipline of that position. And within the nickel position, there's so much that goes into it. You have to be able to play zone coverage, reroute wideouts. You have to be able to play man-to-man coverage. You have to be able to set the edge of your defense. You have to understand the different blitz checks and blitz patterns. So it's a mental part of it. And Justin was able to handle it, I think, because Justin, obviously his skill set, but also his maturity level. And Rashawn has that same skill set. It's just the maturity level of continuing to retain information and just being disciplined. And we've been very pleased with Rashawn Golden's progress.
How important is Brian Randolph's role in the secondary as almost as much of an extension of the coaching staff for the entire secondary?
Very important. Brian Randolph knows the entire defense inside and out, can get players lined up, and our players respect him. And so having him on the football field, really mentoring our young players has been invaluable for us. And that's the point we want to get to in our program. When you have third-year, fourth-year, fifth-year players in your program that have played a lot of football, that have seen anything and everything, that helps the younger players progress. And I always say it is the younger players have to have somebody to look up to. They have to be able to say, okay, I get it. That's how it's done. Hey, you need to follow Brian Randolph around. Hey, you need to follow Josh Dobbs around. Just follow him, and he'll show you the standard and the expectations of what's expected in a Tennessee football player. Jalen Reeves-Maben is the same individual. So when you have older players like that, that helps the development of your younger players and moving forward.
Butch, I know you said the offensive line was a work in progress, but from an aggressiveness or from a mentality standpoint, do you see a difference in them?
I do. I see a big difference. And Coach Mahoney continues to do a good job with them, but also I think it's the addition of Mike DeBoard. The way we conduct our offensive meetings, the way he's able to interact with every position group on offense. So I think it's a byproduct of a lot of little things. As we know, the little things add up to the big things that everybody sees and everybody wants. And so I think it's Coach Mahoney. I think it's Coach DeBoard. I think it's the pride of the individuals in the offensive line position. I think we're getting very good leadership there, and they take great pride in their performance.
Inside line was such a big deal this spring for those guys. And you like the way that they've embraced kind of the challenge set before them?
I do. And we're going to need more of that. Now, I wish we had more defensive linemen to block. I think that would really help them overall. But I've liked their approach, and we're going to continue. We have to be able to run the football, obviously throw play-action passes, and be able to complete the deep football. And that's our style of play. And, sometimes everything is run efficiency. Sometimes a zero-yardage run is a great run. What we can't have in our offense is negative yardage plays. You cannot have negative yardage football plays. That keeps you off track. That kind of stifles your momentum, and we've really, really harped on that all spring.
Coach, you mentioned having coaches on the sideline, Coach Moore's call a play first time in a while. How is your tempo and your
Right.
offense?
Well, you bring up a good point. Not only is it a dress rehearsal, coming in Neyland Stadium and going 11 on 11 in live game situations, but it's also for the coaching staff from a communication aspect, being able to adapt, adjust to different things. We even took breaks. We practiced our sideline etiquette and our communication as well. So that was a great practice for them as well. I thought our tempo was pretty good all day. I thought our players did a good job with that. Are we game ready? No. But for the first time of really doing it, I thought they did a good job with that.